Good evening from Expert Credit Sweeps. So there was an issue posting on Wednesday, and I didn't even figure it out until yesterday, and then didn't have time to record. But here we are. So we are looking at what comes first, and it's like the chicken or the egg type of thing. But we're talking about the hierarchy and what you dispute first. I'm just going to move myself over and show you the map that I made. Okay, so you can find this on the website, and I will be posting the link down in the description so that you can find it. It looks a little bit convoluted, but I'm going to explain this entire thing to you guys. Okay, so let's move me up a little bit more. Okay, so you are always going to start with the blatant inaccuracies or violations. That's pretty obvious, but I wanted to put that on there. I do have some notes here on the side. If you click on them, you'll find either examples or the notes that I've made about it. So a blatant inaccuracy or violation would be Experian reporting one balance, the other two bureaus reporting another balance, or there's a late payment. So you're either trying to remove the entire account, or you're trying to remove the late payment to make the account report as accurate or fix something about the account. So that's where you actually want to start. Okay, so let's see if I can get rid of that. Okay, so the next step would be the balance or the past due, right? So, and then I have a little example here. I'm not sure why you're reporting a past due of 500, but my statements reflect a different amount. Please remove immediately. Real simple. All right, so then you go down, and I do have a couple relationships here. So then you go to either violations, and these are numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You either go to violations or things that don't belong. So let's start with things that don't belong. So that would be monthly payments on closed accounts, late payments on collections, late payments after close date, and things like that. Those are things that don't belong. Now, if you remember my video on, it's simple like Sesame Street, we got the things that don't belong from Sesame Street. One of these things are not like the other, right? So then you can look at the violations. So we have a relationship between things that don't belong and monthly payments on closed accounts, and then violations, obviously with violations. So if you move this over, you'll see these are just a couple of them, okay, just a couple, but you'll see what I'm talking about. So here we have violations. So you can use lawsuits, such as one of the most widely known would be Cushman versus TransUnion from 1997. You can use that. There's violation bingo, and if you want to know what violation bingo is, I will make a video on that. But there's all these violations, and you can catch the bureaus in these violations, and basically say, look, you're in violation of this, 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 and this, and you go back and forth with them, and you can use it to remove your negative items. So I didn't put any notes on that one, but let's just call it violation bingo. So then you have the data blast activity. So the data blast activity, if you go and look on a site such as Identity IQ, you will see what I'm talking about. Right at the bottom of the account, it's like the second to the last thing. It'll say date of blast activity, and this date is freaking imperative to your credit, because this is the date that stipulates when the account is naturally going to fall off your credit report based upon the statute of limitations. So if you have 3 different dates or even 2 different dates, that means that one of the dates or one of the bureaus has re-aged the account, and the older date is normally the one that is the most accurate, okay? So the newer date is probably going to be the one that has been re-aged, and you can use that to get the negative item off. Or you can simply state Experian is reporting this, TransUnion is reporting this, and Equifax is reporting this. You can clearly see that these are 3 freaking different dates, and the account needs to be removed. So if you're using Identity IQ, you can simply print that one page or the one account and send it with your disputes. So that is very, very important. Monthly payments on closed accounts, we've already spoken about that, but that's something that just doesn't belong. So another violation would be failure to correct or remove an account. And then you can also find violations on the method of verification. So are they failing to actually verify the account? How are they verifying the account? Do they have proof that they're verifying the account? So that would be where you would find, section 609, all that would fall under method of verification. So going back over here, we have missing information. So missing information would be something such as the missing notice of dispute. So if you look on a site such as Credit Check Total, on the comments, when you expand the account, one of the last things or the last thing would be the comments. And section 623 of the FCRA stipulates that there must be a required notice of dispute so that your creditors can see that this account has been disputed within 30 days of from the date of the receipt of your first dispute. So if you're looking at the FDCPA, it would be 806B. Okay, so the bureaus have to report it or the creditors, and if it's not there, the account has to be removed. And once again, you find that under the comment section on Credit Check Total. Okay, most of the time you'll see that Experian reports it, but the other bureaus do not. Okay, so number 6 is last resort. Okay, so this would be like the open date or failure to report terms, or just other crap that you're just like, oh man, what do I even dispute on this account? Okay, so I'm gonna have to use, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so you wanna leave that menial shit for like the last resort. So if we move over here, I did another one. So there's 2 more. So you go from balance to past due, to notice of dispute, to method of verification, to things that don't belong, to missing information, to violations, to complaints, to last resort. Make sense? Okay, so I'm sure you're smart. Otherwise, you wouldn't be looking to, to do this yourself and, obtain your deletions, because a stupid person can't do this, but I just want to go over it one more time. Start with something such as the balance, and then you would go to the past due, and then because you've already disputed, right, you would go to look for that notice of dispute, and once again, the notice of dispute, if it's not there, it's a violation, and then you go after, how the hell did you verify this account, okay? Then go for the things that don't belong, because that goes with the violations. Then go for the missing information. Where is this? Where is that? Why isn't this reported? Where's the original amount? So on and so forth, right? And then you go after the violations, and then submit your complaints with the CFPB, the EG, the BB, the FTC, yada, 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 and then go after the last resort. Okay, so the last one is going after the blatant inaccuracies, and then go for the violations, and then go for the data loss activity, then go notice a dispute, and then method of verification, and then tactics. So we have spoken about tactics before. If you go back and look at the indirect dispute techniques, you are going to find some of these, okay? So if you want to do something such as the validation of debt, indirect dispute techniques, such as removing your addresses and stuff like that, violation bingo, nervous Nelly, Joe the plumber, these are tactics. And then after tactics go complaints, and then lawsuit. Take the fuckers to court, okay? So you have a bunch to work with, but a lot of people don't realize that you can't do all this when you're sending templates. This goes all back to using your brain, find the logic, find what doesn't belong, dispute what needs to be disputed, and don't dispute the crap that doesn't need to be disputed, and don't use templates. Find the inaccuracies, find the issues with the account, and use it to remove the account using a unique dispute letter, okay? So that is basically it. Once again, I will be posting the link to this page down in the description. And now I do hope that you actually learned something, and if you did, I would appreciate a comment down below letting me know that you actually learned something from this. This one I made on a different site. What site did I use? I used mindomo.com for this one. But make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys next time. And if you do need an expert to assist you, you can always click on, once you're on the website, book online. Have a great one from Expert Credit Sweeps.